Hello and welcome to my podcast, Growing Smart with Hydroponics. I am Rahul Ram from Stony Brook Middle School in Westford, Massachusetts, and I'm an 8th grader working on a civics action project about hydroponics. I believe hydroponics is one of the smartest, cleanest, and most sustainable way to grow food, and I want to help bring it to our community gardens in Westford. My goal is to help make Westford more self-sufficient and eco-friendly through smarter growing methods. I'm super excited today because I have a very special guest on the podcast, hydroponic researcher Dr. Peter Konjoian. I have met him in the past in 2023, and now he's here to talk with me and share his amazing knowledge about hydroponics. Welcome, Dr. Konjoian.
Well, welcome, Robert. It's nice to be with you.
You too. Thanks for being here. So to start off, could you give me an overview of what hydroponics exactly is?
Sure. Let's break that word down into its two subcomponents, hydro meaning water, ponics meaning crop culture. So hydroponics is essentially growing plants or growing crops in water instead of soil.
Thank you. It's interesting to see how growing hydroponics with a lot of water actually helps reduce the water by 90%. Could you explain that?
Yes, it does sound like a conundrum at first when you say it, but the reason that we're saving so much water with a hydroponic system, let's think about traditional agriculture, or any of your listeners or watching this, think about a backyard vegetable garden. When we water, most of the time we're watering over the top of the plant with a hose or a sprinkler. And that water then goes down into the soil, the roots take it up, but most of the water is wasted. Most of it drives down through the soil into the groundwater, and the plant only gets to use a fraction of what we're applying. In a hydroponic system, as that water leaves, we capture it, we save it, and send it back to a reservoir that has a pump. And that pump just keeps sending the water back to the crop over and over and over again. So we get to use it many times instead of just that wasteful one time spraying the plant from the top and watching most of the water end up in the groundwater.
Thanks. Why do you think hydroponics is becoming so important right now, especially with all of the problems going around with the environment and climate and all the changes and challenges that are happening?
Rahul, that's an excellent question. And it's one that is keeping researchers like myself and my colleagues around universities around the country focused on what the challenge is. And if we think about globally the planet and how population is continuing to rise, and it's about to outpace our ability to grow food in traditional industrial agriculture settings. So for us in New England, you're in Westford, I'm in Andover, think about all of our lettuce and vegetables coming to us all winter from California and Arizona. There's only so much they can grow there. And if we now learn how to use hydroponic systems, it means we can grow these crops right next to Westford, right next to Andover and Boston, because we're growing them in greenhouses or in vertical farms. So it's a much more efficient system. It's not going to replace California and Arizona, but in the future, we're going to be doing a lot more hydroponic production close to population centers.
What other types of fruits and vegetables also grow very well in hydroponic systems? And do you think any beginner can grow their own food this way?
Excellent. Let me answer the second question first. Yes, and hydroponic systems have a certain amount of technology in them, but they're simple enough that anyone in their backyard or a basement can grow their own lettuce and basil or some other crops. Your first question, what crops can we grow hydroponically? Currently, the easiest to produce are leafy green crops that include lettuce and some herbs. As we do more research, which is how I make my living, we're going to learn more and more and put puzzle pieces together so that if you and I have this conversation next year and the year after that, we're going to be able to answer that question and say, oh yeah, now we know how to grow tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, all kinds of things. And by the time you and your generation reach my stage where you're running the show, when it's your turn, I imagine that you guys are going to end up saying, well, we can grow anything that we want hydroponically. That's exciting.
What advice would you give to these people or towns like mine if they do consider starting to use hydroponics?
I'd say use your imagination. Um, it's not that difficult, but we do have some rules that have to be followed. So do your homework, educate yourself like you're doing about hydroponics, and search out some commercial growers in the area, in town. Most of our towns nowadays have a greenhouse or two, commercial operation, that's growing some amount of hydroponic food production. So find those operations. Those farmers are always very welcoming and very willing to show people around. And when you walk around a commercial system, if you're a homeowner wanting to do a little in your basement, you'll learn just by looking at how the farmers are doing it.
Another thing, and the last thing I'm going to ask you is, tell me about like the freshness that comes with hydroponics and how using hydroponics is so much better for like our health and is much better in general.
That's something that not many people focus on, Raul. And it's something that we as researchers and commercial growers want people to be more aware of. As our population increases, the need to produce food closer to population centers, closer to the cities, is becoming more and more important. And we can't do that with open traditional farms because around the cities, all the farmland has been bought up to build subdivisions and homes and schools, right? So we need to find this greenhouse and indoor warehouse production. We call those vertical farms. We need to figure all that technology out so that we can grow the plants right where we consume them in the same town. That allows us to have fresher produce. Think about it, we're not shipping it on a train or in a truck from Arizona or California to Boston. So we get all that freshness. And when we have fresher vegetables, they're more nutritious so that we can have healthier food when we produce it hydroponically locally. Those are all good things. And then on an economic level, we create jobs because we're farming in places that we have not been farming. We have an opportunity with young people like yourself to get you very excited about growing plants. And the future is going to be in your hands to figure out how we're going to feed the world. And hydroponics is going to be play a significant role in that effort.
That's amazing. And once again, thank you so much for joining me today, Dr. Konjoian, and for everyone who has listened to this episode of Growing Smart with Hydroponics. If you'd like to learn more about hydroponics or support my Civics Action Project, please make sure to check out our website.